Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first spring edition of Northern Star Sports Weekly. I'm Ben Gross, along with Jimmy over here.
How you doing, everybody?
Jimmy, did you win the NASCAR race today?
No, you know what? I took this week off to maybe grace you with my presence and everything, but it's an honor.
Well, I'm glad. Now, Jimmy, there was a lot of overtime games for the NCAA tournament this week. Why so many overtime games?
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that people are blowing up Buffalo Wild Wings and making phone calls left and right. And I actually heard that one of our staff members actually made a couple phone calls out to there. So,
well, thank you, B-Dubs. I love the entertainment. So, how's your bracket looking, by the way?
Bracket's looking okay. I had Kansas in the final with Kentucky, so I still got 3 out of 4 of my Final Four teams. But what about you, Ben?
You know, I made a lot of ballsy picks. Utah State, Sweet 16. UTEP, Sweet 16. I just don't know where my balls are anymore.
You know, buddy, I got your balls right here.
Oh,
so
I was looking for
mine.
Thank you. I'm going to need those for when the Masters comes along.
Anytime, don't worry about it.
Well, excellent. Well, let's get to some Northern sports here, talking about some NIU stuff. Jimmy, softball's in action this weekend. How'd they do?
Well, you know, softball headed down to Florida. They won 2 and 3 overall. And 2 of the wins came back-to-back. In the first win, they won over against University South Florida on a squeeze play that drove in the winning run in extra innings. And they won 2-1. And then the Huskies came out and were scoring at will. They put 7 runs up in the first 2 innings, and they beat Florida Gulf Coast 7-5. So you know, some ups and downs, but overall pretty good for the Lady Huskies. And now they're going to come home to take on Western Illinois and Northwestern and another team that I can't think of.
I think Western Michigan's coming.
Western Michigan.
Yeah,
okay, Western Michigan. So yeah, the Huskies get to come home to DeKalb and shoot everybody some softball. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, very good.
So on the flip side, what about baseball?
Well, baseball had a rough weekend. They traveled down to Carbondale to face rival Southern Illinois and went 1-2. Overall, Northern's records right now at 4-14. Southern Illinois improved to 7-12. NIU got beat up in the first game, losing 19-4. But they led 1-0 to start everything. But things didn't look good for starting pitcher Zach Oates, who only went 4.1 innings, gave up 10 hits and 10 earned runs. Yeah, but
that's a rough outing.
It's a rough outing for Zach Oates. But NIU came back sort of to try to salvage the next day in a doubleheader, losing Game 2 5-2 to Southern Illinois, though, leading 2-1 or 2-0 to start the first. Once again, leading great. But by the fourth, Southern had tied it at 2-2, and then Southern got another 2 runs in the sixth, opened up a 4-2 lead that they never looked back. But everything was salvaged by Game 3, at least for NIU. To at least get out of there, on a good note. Get that win before you leave town. Beating SIU 13-9. NIU once again led 3-2 after the first. Scored 3 runs in the fifth, 3 runs in the second, and 3 runs in the sixth. But Southern made it interesting, getting 5 in the bottom of the sixth, at least make it 13-9. Third baseman Troy Wright led NIU with 3 RBIs, and Corey Grupp, Alex Beckman, and Dave Reynolds each put 2 RBIs in the win. So, losing 2 games, not good, but at least they got the win to get out of town.
That's the way you got to look at it. I mean, if you can't, split or at least win the series, the last game you always want to win, go on a winning note.
Yep.
And hopefully things will turn around for them and everything. I mean, 4-14 overall. They got a lot of room to make up, but we'll see what happens.
We will. Now, Jimmy, it is spring, but gymnastics is still in action. So how did they do this weekend?
Well, the Lady Huskies continue to impress. They finished 2nd overall at the Illinois Classic gymnastic meet. And they had a season best on the vault with 48.425, including Natalie Blum, who set her best vault of the year with 9.825. So going now, what's ahead for the Lady Huskies is the MAC Championship, which will be in Bowling Green, Ohio. And Coach Mark Sontag and her girls, well, they're going to have to go and hopefully bring home some hardware for the Huskies and everything. So things are looking up right now.
That's good. That's good. One note to make this week, CNN came out with a report looking at the profitability of men's basketball programs. Just to look at the NCAA tournament, everyone's focus right now is on that. NIU ranked 5th worst in the nation as far as profit margin, having a negative 214% profit margin on the men's basketball program. The Huskies lost over $1 million this year, as they had about $1.5 million in expenses and brought in just a little under $500,000 in profit.
Wow.
So they lost a little over $1 million this year through the basketball program, men's program specifically too. Jimmy, I also heard there's some news about men's soccer though this week.
Well, their season concluded a while ago, but the spring season now they're going to start playing, and they're actually going to host Green Bay, Valparaiso, and Marquette on March 27 for a 3-team Red Robin matchup. And Eric, Coach Muzzy, and his Huskies are going to have to maybe make up some room and maybe pull out some exhibition wins and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't count for anything, but going into next season, see what they got and everything.
It's good to get some practice while things warm up. And as things are warming up, men's tennis is in action. They actually had their first home meet this week, beating Lewis University 5-0 in their home opener, and they improved to 7-7 now in the season, which for a program that lost almost all its players and had to basically grab a bunch of people to start the year off to fill up the roster is a promising sign, at least right now.
Sitting at 500, see if they can pull off some victories and get above water.
Yep. And then Jimmy, talking about practice though, you were talking about soccer. I think another sport's starting to do some practicing, isn't it?
Well, football for Jerry Kill and and the Huskies. We're gonna start having spring practice actually March 23rd.
Yeah.
And Chandler Harnish, quarterback, he's gonna be out though, knee surgery.
Yep.
So we're gonna see DeMarcus Grady and a junior college transfer.
And Jordan
maybe
Lynch too. Yeah.
Jordan Lynch go out there and show what they got and maybe challenge Chandler Harnish for some playing time and everything.
Yeah.
So
Should be interesting.
you can always have football on your mind.
You can always be thinking about football.
Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the next round of the bracket busting here. Hopefully you at least have a bracket to get busted left, unlike me.